Hey everyone, Bank of Bricks here. Welcome back to the LEGO Dream Theme series, where I discuss TV shows, movies, games, and other media I'd like to be turned into LEGO themes. In this episode, we're going to be tackling Bethesda's Fallout games, that being Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4. Before I begin, let me explain my process for designing these sets. I use a program called stud.io to design and build these sets. It's a free program linked up to Bricklink, so you could buy all the parts to build the sets you design. It's a 3D modeling program which has a lot of LEGO bricks that you can use, from studs, anti-studs, slopes, and much more. After building your sets, you can render them with a lighting engine. You can even create your own designs on minifigures and bricks using decals. I'm not sponsored in any way, I just love this program. Now, with our studio explanation over, let's jump right into Fallout 3. Now is a good time to mention that I'll only be making sets based off the main storyline of each of these games, not the downloadable content. Let us start in Vault 101, where we will have two sets. Our first set is based on the intro birthday scene in the diner, having the young lone wanderer, their father James, young Amada, and old lady Palmer, along with her sweet roll, also having a Mr. Handy, and what's a birthday without a birthday cake. Our next Vault 101 set will take place during the quest Escape, having the Overseer's office, a hallway, and Butch's mom's apartment. This set should include the Lone Wanderer, now all grown up, Butch, Butch's mom, radroaches, large mutant roaches that have grown to an unusual size due to radiation, Amada, Officer Mac, and Overseer Alphonse. Next up is the nearby settlement of Megaton, where we would of course have the nuke that lies in the middle of town, along with Craterside Supply and Moriarty's Saloon. The design and layout of Megaton's buildings would be really interesting to see in LEGO. Our figures would be Moira Brown in her normal and ghoul form, Mr. Burke, Colin Moriarty, Gob, Confessor Cromwell, and Sheriff Lucas Sims. The next set is a subway tunnel. Not one in particular, but I feel they are important enough to include just a general subway tunnel. We would have plenty of trash and junk lining the floors, as these tunnels tend to be very decrepit. Figures would be the Lone Wanderer and a ghoul. Galaxy News Radio is a radio station in the game, and the actual station is our next set. I'd see this set having multiple levels of the destroyed and overall rough state of the building. This set should feature a Brotherhood of Steel member, Sentinel, Sarah Lyons, a super mutant, and the radio host, and man himself, Three Dog. Now we have Tranquility Lane, a simulated pre-war town. I'd love it if this set were kept in the black and white color scheme it has in game. I'd imagine this set to be the main playground area and surrounding road. Figures in this set should be the Pint-Sized Slasher, Doc the Dog, Timmy Newsbomb, and Betty. Next up is Vault 87, a place filled with mutants, and the birthplace of the super mutants on the East Coast. This horrifying location can make for a really good set, and could feature the Garden of Eden creation kit, or GECK, a device that is key to the game's plot. To start off this set's figures, we should have Fox, a friendly super mutant, and potential companion. There should be a regular hostile super mutant, and our final figure would be Sid, the lone human left in Vault 87. Now, we should move on to Raven Rock, the main Enclave base in the Capital Wasteland. This build would be rather simple. The stairs leading up to, and the platform which holds the computer that houses the artificial intelligence that is the Enclave's leader, President Eden. Figures for this set should be an Enclave officer, an Enclave soldier, Colonel Autumn, and a sentry bot. The final set of Fallout 3 would have to be Liberty Prime. How could it not be? This giant robot is used by the Brotherhood of Steel in their final push against the Enclave. For figures, this set should have Owen Lyons, the leader of the East Coast Brotherhood, and Dr. Madison Lee. Fallout 3 is the game that I struggled the most designing sets for, as it's the game I've played the least of. But that shouldn't be an issue for me with our next game, Fallout New Vegas. Starting off with the beginning of the game, at the Good Springs Cemetery, where we will have the water tower, some foliage and graves, and primarily your character, the Courier's grave. Figures for this set should be the Courier, Benny, one of New Vegas' antagonists, and 2 Great Khan's members. Continuing into the town of Good Springs, I think it'd be a neat idea to make a polybag set, featuring Doc Mitchell and the Vigor Tester used by the player at the start of the game. And finally, to finish off this town, the Battle of Good Springs would be an excellent set. This set would feature the Prospector Saloon. Before I go on to the rest of the figures in this set, I should explain Victor. Victor is a Securitron, a robot which I've actually made before on this channel. This set features my updated design. The screen and face for the Securitrons should be a printed 2x2 tile. I've chosen to make the Securitrons sand blue, as it makes them stick out from the rest of the grays in the Fallout series. The other figures in this set should be Sunny Smiles and her dog Cheyenne, Easy Pete, Ringo, Joe Cobb, and a Powder Ganger. Another polybag set that could be cool is Eddie's Journey, a bit of road and landscape where a potential robot companion, Eddie, is flying above. Now, on to my most controversial set, Nipton. LEGO doesn't like to be brutal or feature religious imagery, but we have a double whammy for this set. Nipton is our in-game introduction to the brutal Legion, as we meet a high-ranking member, Vulpus Inculta, as he has crucified some Powder Gangers. So, with this set, we will have some Burning Rebel, an Empty Cross, and one that is in use. For figures, we will have a Recruit Legionary, Vulpus Inculta, a Skeleton, and Oliver Swanik, the winner of the lottery. Our next set has to be Novak, which will feature the town sign, and of course, Dinky the giant T-Rex. Along with the landscape and surrounding fence, figures in this set should be Craig Boone, a potential companion, Jeannie Mae Crawford, and Manny Vargas. Entering the eponymous New Vegas, we will have Mr. House's penthouse. First off, having the screen featuring Mr. House himself, which would be a large printed tile, but LEGO would probably end up making it a sticker. There would be an option to replace this tile with a printed tile featuring Yes Man's face, as he's uploaded himself to the terminal. The other part of this set should be Mr. House's hibernation chamber, an actual body, which is our first figure, along with the Securitron body of Yes Man, traveling to the evil Kaisar's base of Fortification Hill, featuring the man himself alongside his throne, the braziers, carpet, and tent itself. Figures would be Kaisar, a Praetorian Guard, and Lucius. Another potential set we could see is Jacobstown, home to peaceful super mutants who live up in the mountains. This set would feature the Jacobstown sign, giant trees, and the log walls that surround the town. Figures in this set would be Lily, a Nightkin and also a companion, Marcus, the super mutant from Fallout 2, and the influential Nightkin, Davison. The next set would be the second battle of Hoover Dam, which would include a portion of the dam itself, along with the sandbags and other battle damage up top. Figures in the set would be the Courier, some NCR troopers, and some Legion members. Our final set would be the Legate's Camp, with the gate at the back of the camp and some training dummies, along with some more crucifixes up on the hill. Figures in this set would have to include Legate Lanius, who could have an amazing molded helmet, NCR General Lee Oliver, an NCR Veteran Ranger, and a Legion Soldier. Fallout New Vegas has a lot of potential for great sets, and I really had to hold myself back when designing them. Now we must move on to the most recent mainline Fallout game, Fallout 4. Our first set should be the Escape from Vault 111. I see this set having 4 main areas: the freezing chambers, of which there would be 2 included, the Tesla coils, which will zap our Rad Roach figures, the desk area, along with a lock gate, which holds the Cryolator, and finally, the walkway to the vault door. Figures for this set are interesting, as Fallout 4's protagonist, the sole survivor, has 2 versions, the base versions of which have names, Nate and Nora. So, in this set, and on future sets, we can include both. For figures, this set should have Nate, Nora, Baby Sean, Kellogg, a skeleton, and 2 rad roaches. Our next set would have to be Sanctuary Hills, with a pre-war building, crafting stations, and some structures that Nate or Nora could build. I could see some of the Fallout 4 sets being similar to LEGO's Dreams series, having alternate instructions in the booklet to reflect Fallout 4's settlement building system. Some of the ideas I came up with were a tower with a turret on top, some farming plots to grow potatoes, a settlement recruitment building, and Mama Murphy's chair. Figures in this set should be the Mr. Handy robot and companion, Codsworth, Mama Murphy, Sturgis, and Marcy Long and Jun Long. Another amazing set we could get would be the Red Rocket truck stop, featuring a Nuka-Cola sign, along with the interior garage. Figures in this set should be the 2 versions of the Soul Survivor, the companion, Dogmeat, and 2 mole rats. A bit further down the road into the town of Concord, we could get the Museum of Freedom, featuring the museum itself, along with a sewer grate build, which our Deathclaw figure would come out underneath from. Figures in this set are Preston Garvey, the lone survivor now donning power armor, a raider, and of course, the Deathclaw. The next set should be a Vertibird, a flying military vehicle in the Fallout series used primarily by the Enclave, and in this set, the Brotherhood of Steel. Figures in this set should be Paladin Dance, and the leader of the Brotherhood of Steel, Arthur Maxson. Next up, an amazing set we would have to get would be Diamond City. Our main build would have to be the Power Noodle shop, with its giant smokestack. Surrounding this should be some market stalls, including the Swatters building and the doctor's office. Figures in this set should be Piper Wright, the companion of the Soul Survivor, Nat Wright, her sister, Doctor's son, Mo Cronin, Mary McDonough, Nick Valentine, detective and another companion of the Soul Survivor, and Takahashi, the chef Protectron. Another cool set we could get would be the faction HQ of the Railroad, with all the cluttered desks, brick pillars, planning board, and computers. This set's figures should be Deacon, another companion, the Sultron Pam, Tinker Tom, and their leader, Desdemona. The final set would be a portion of the Institute, home to the faction that shares the same name. There could be the section with the super mutant growing chambers, along with the synth creation machine. Another cool section would be a boardroom. And finally, the main area of the Institute, with the surrounding trees and giant glass pillar. Figures in this set would have to be Father, the young synth Sean, X688, a synth courser and companion, a Gen 2 synth, the leaders of the 4 Institute divisions, Clayton Holdren, Ali Fillmore, Justin Io, and Madison Lee. Much like New Vegas, there are plenty of other locations to choose from, but these are just my ideas. So after making so many Fallout sets, it's time to ask the question, why hasn't LEGO made a Fallout theme? It's pretty clear to see why. Fallout is a series filled with guns, murder, slavery, torture, and much, much more. The violent tone and sometimes creepy aspects don't fit with the LEGO brand. So it's unfortunate that we will probably never see official LEGO Fallout sets. But these are just my concepts for my LEGO Dream Theme. Let me know what you think of this series. I'm definitely going to be continuing it as I have fun designing these sets. If you want to build your own LEGO sets but don't have the parts, I suggest downloading the LEGO Studio program. It's amazing and I'd love to see what you're able to build with it. This is by far the longest time I've spent on a series of videos. I hope you can tell I've put a lot of work into this. It was also a lot of fun, and I'd definitely like to make more Dream Theme videos in the future. If you have any suggestions, let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. And if you want to see more LEGO content like this in the future, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. I'll see you next time.